One of the most important contributions that immigrants make is in the area of innovation. They increase the amount of innovation in our economy, but they also make us more innovative. And this is very important. It's not just that they bring new things, they make us more innovative. Let's talk about three areas in which that happens. The first area is technology. Okay. Immigrants are only 16% of all inventors in the United States, but they account for 36% of all patents. That's more than double their representation in the population. They're punching way above their weight. And you might wonder, why does that happen, right? Why are immigrants contributing to technological inventions, or technological innovations so much? Well, it happens not because immigrants are any smarter than you are. It's just because they're different, but different in the best possible way. They've had different life experiences. They have different connections to people back in their homelands. They've seen different problems and needs. And when they arrive and they start to interact with society, they start to see problems. Those differences kind of ignite the light bulb in their heads. They say, "Oh, wait, I saw something where I came from, and now I can apply it here." And so that's one of the reasons that immigrants punch way above their weight in terms of innovation. Let me tell you a story that affects my life very directly that shows this. Our oldest son has celiac disease. Celiac disease is an allergy to gluten. When he was about 12 years old, he wasn't growing in size or weight, and we were very worried about this, as any parent would be. And we went to the doctor, and the doctors tried many different things until they discovered that the cause of his lack of growth was celiac disease, because celiac prevents the body from absorbing all the nutrients in food. Now, thankfully, there's a very straightforward cure for this. You just stop consuming foods that have gluten, anything that has wheat, for example, and you're good. And our son has grown, and he's doing great, and he's healthy. What does this have to do with immigration? Well, it turns out that for many, many years, people in the United States thought that celiac disease wasn't a thing in this country. But who told us about celiac? Who introduced knowledge about this disease? It was a doctor named Alessio Fasano, an Italian doctor who was trained in Naples. In Italy, there's a pretty high prevalence of celiac. Dr. Fasano eventually immigrated to the United States in the 80s, and he did some research showing that actually people in the United States suffer from about the same rate of celiac disease as people in Italy and in many other countries. It's thanks to Dr. Fasano, that new idea that he brought, just because he has a different background and he saw something that he had seen in his home country here in the United States, that my family benefits from this new technology and new treatment for a disease that we didn't know about in this country. Now, again, the story of Dr. Fasano is really cool. I'm grateful for it, but it's not special because it happens all the time with immigrants. Let me tell you one more thing about the research on innovation and patenting. I told you that immigrants are 16% of inventors. They account for 36% of all patents. Here's the cool part of what that study shows. A quarter of patents, about 23%, are patents in which immigrants are the direct inventors on record. The other 13% that gets us from 23 to 36% is because by interacting with foreign born inventors, native US born inventors are more productive, more innovative. Why? Because immigrants expose them to their new ideas and new networks that allow them to create new technologies. That's super cool because it means that there's a win win here. Immigrants' innovation doesn't come at the expense of native innovation, it makes native innovation even higher. So we've just covered one, technology. Let's cover the second one, the products and services and things that you consume and spend money on and do every day. Immigrants not only bring new technologies, but they bring tastes and preferences for new things, new foods that they like to eat, new activities like sports or yoga that they like to do, just because they have a different background. Now, at first, they want to come and do and consume and buy some of those things. And so new products start popping up in the aisles of your supermarket, or maybe the local gym starts offering yoga classes, or maybe you see weird people playing a new sport like cricket or soccer or something like that. But pretty soon, native people start developing a taste for those things. They make your life more interesting. They introduce variety and fun. and originality into your life. And as those things spread, all of a sudden our lives are richer. And so we have a broader category of products and services and activities that we didn't have before. Okay. Now, if patenting and technology are highbrow innovation, this is what I call lowbrow innovation. Everyday stuff that we take for granted, but that makes our lives a lot richer. So that's the second way in which immigrants increase innovation. The third way in which immigrants make us more innovative is that by introducing new technologies, products, and services, well, somebody has to commercialize that, right? To make those products, services, and technologies available to you in your supermarket aisle or on your doorstep. Many times, the entrepreneurs who do that are foreign born entrepreneurs, which is why we have talked about in the investment page, if you've already been there, that immigrants are 80% more likely than native born people to start new businesses. And that's all kinds of businesses, everything from a new corner restaurant to a very high growth, high tech firm. And so chances are that the companies that you buy products from very consistently are companies that were started by immigrants, whether that's Zoom, whether that's Google, whether that's Duolingo, whether you're a gamer. Many of the video game companies that make very popular games were started by immigrants, or whether you go to an Indian restaurant, an Italian restaurant, whether you go to a sporting activity, many of those are going to be contributions that were brought by immigrants. So to summarize, technology, that's highbrow stuff. Second, everyday products and services, that's lowbrow stuff. And innovative companies that sell the products, services, and technologies that immigrants introduce. That's a huge win-win. We would be so much less innovative without immigration. And not just because they bring new stuff, but because they inspire us through their new ideas and experiences to try new stuff of our own.